Hello, welcome back to the channel. Coming up in this episode.
Well, here we go. The last final ride. Fun projects and stuff coming up where we're going to get some older bikes and then I get to reveal it to you guys. I am proper excited.
Well, you know this is going to be good, so let's get into it. Cue the intro.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been.
Well, here we go. The last final ride on this awesome bike. Yeah. This bike's going to the garage and it ain't coming back. Well, Betty is going on her final ride. She is going to a garage where she's going to be dropped off and I collect the brand new motorcycle for the channel. Now, the plan with the brand new motorcycle, I'm not revealing it yet, but I'll just say for me it's going to be like the monkey bike on the channel already. Something from new we're going to put through all of its paces and hopefully it will grow well with the channel. Now, Betty, when I got her, she was voted for by the subscribers for the channel. When I got her, she's an awesome bike. She's been absolutely awesome. Now, I'm not weirdly going to miss her because I'm not attached to her. I didn't quite pull off some of the things I wanted to do on her because of obviously all the lockdowns and things, so she didn't go off and do the great Spanish trip and all that sort of stuff I was hoping that I'd be able to do with her. But I did take her on a few decent rides. We did, you know, a couple of adventures together as such, and obviously she's had lots of really reviews and been in a lot of the videos. And to be fair, she is, if you're looking for a small to medium sort of adventure, almost stroke commuter bike, this literally ticks every single box. It is absolutely fantastic. And even when I took her off road, I was surprised how good she actually felt. I was actually really impressed with her. But like I said, I've done everything I want to do on this bike, and I'm not in love with this bike. It's not like when I let the Bonneville go, it was actually quite upsetting. It's like I'm excited to change. Now, I've only had this bike for a short time, but I kind of think we're going to end up having a bike on the channel that will come and go quite quickly as well in the future. As in, we're going to have a few sort of fun projects and stuff coming up where we're going to get some older bikes and do certain things on them, and then they'll probably go and be replaced with the next thing to keep things fun and interesting for the channel. But Betty, yeah, Betty's been good. She has been good. On, you know, some of the highlights for me riding Betty again was how good she was off-road, how comfortable she is to ride, and the surprising amount of power for a 500cc. She has not struggled at all. She's really not struggled, and that's nice as well. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to get on a bike that a lot of people go, oh, it's not powerful enough, I must have a 650, I must just have an 800. To be fair, I wouldn't say there's a lot in it, and not enough for me to go, actually I've got to have a bigger CC bike. So some of my favourite videos on Betty that you can go back in the channel videos and find them for yourself, but I would turn around and say, without a shadow of a doubt, probably my favourite was when we went off with the Fentor and we did the UK's British route of Route 66, and we named it Route 69er because it's funny. And we kind of did our American road trip, and you know, obviously we quite clearly proved that England's no Route 66 on the basis of what we did. But it was an absolute giggle and we had a right laugh that day. And I don't think you can generally ask better for that, as well as I got to go on Mr. Fentor's Harley Davidson. That was a massive highlight for me because I'd always wanted to have a go on one. So that's probably my favourite adventure side of things. Now I've put Betty through a reasonable amount. She's gone off-roading, and that off-roading trip, she massively surprised me. Don't be put off buying a CB500X because of the off-roading capability. If you're doing, I'd say, light off-roading, a few little green lanes, this bike's quite capable of it. If you're worried about, you know, going a bit of gravel, etc., it's perfectly fine. It will handle it, and to be honest, it will surprise you how well. And I did all that on road tyres, so it kind of speaks volumes for this bike. And again, I mean, look at the power. Here we go, going to accelerate onto a dual carriageway. Here we go. And I'm having to back off because I'm already, what gear was that in? Third? I was already catching up with the truck in front of me to pull in. So again, it's just no struggle. It can handle it with absolute ease. The sad thing about today is it's peeing it down. So Betty's going back in the rain. I'll be collecting the new motorcycle in the rain, and I'll probably be soaked. And there's another spin-off to the end of picking up this bike today, because it ain't going to end there. So yeah, this could get more and more interesting. So this gives me the opportunity just to say what I don't like about the CB500. And of course, it ain't a very big list, is it? Now, the windshield is crap. It's rubbish. To be completely honest, it's absolutely rubbish. Now, I've got a touring screen and put that on, and that really does lift it up, but it does whack me on the top of the head. So I got a screen extender, and what that did is it just pushed it over me, and it worked okay. But then, of course, we had a little bit of a heat wave. I was sweating my bum off, so I've put the normal screen back on, and of course, now I'm taking the bike and I've put the bike back to standard as much as possible. So that's why that windscreen's staying on and not putting the touring screen on. Be quite frank, the touring screen can go in the bin because it's not very good. So yeah, that's kind of my bugbear, is definitely the windscreen. So it is worth buying a decent touring screen, is what I'd say, if you're going to do some motorway or highway miles. Definitely spend the money on that, and that's the biggest improvement. The other things I don't like about this bike, you see, that's the problem. There really isn't anything. For me and the channel side of things, the reason why I want something new is just to mix up the channel more than anything else. And then the other side of it is that I'd have to probably spend, I believe, a decent amount on things like tyres, a better bash plate and stuff like that. What would be chucking money at a 2013 plate bike. Now, it's already got lots of extras on it, but for some of the stuff I want to do, and I want to be quite honest, I'm not willing to spend that money to make it into a more off-roader, because obviously I want the channel to go more epic and more nuts. And again, I could do it on a standard bike and completely wreck this one, but I don't want to do that. She's in really good condition, she's low mileage, she deserves to go to somebody that's going to use her to go off on adventures on, and probably more likely somebody wants to use her on road adventures and going off to places like the Cotswolds and, you know, the Peak District for a spin around, and they'll absolutely have an amazing time. I wanted to turn around and say as well that 2-Up, this bike did really well. With plenty of power again, no issues at all. So yeah, I had one thing I don't like, and pretty much everything else that I really do like. There's not really, you struggle to find anything wrong with this bike. You really do. Obviously it's got the centre stand for easy chain maintenance and everything else. It just oozes greatness. But like I said, it's time for a change. I'm trying to talk myself into going, this is not a bad decision, this is not a bad decision, you're making the right decision. But again, everything I buy is for the channel at the end of the day, and it's to improve the channel and take the channel in new directions. Now I wanted to turn around and say quickly as well, the monkey bike isn't going anywhere, do not worry at all. That is still my main featured bike on this channel, and it's still got a lot more to go through. And after surviving the Strada Florida, it's just next level. To me, that bike deserves to be in a sort of museum or somewhere like that on a stand with all the stuff that bike's been put through, and go, look at it. It is just absolutely incredible condition for what it's been through. It's just a little tank, it really is. Well, this is that time where the bike's going to go into the garage. It's coming up. But what I'll be interested in is if you guys and girls can put in the comments. Now obviously if you're on Patreon you would have seen this before anyone else, so please don't comment if you're on Patreon, because you already know. Or do comment. A completely random bike would be really funny. But when anybody watches this, comment what bike you think we're going to go get. What bike am I going to put through its paces? Have a guess, put it in the comments, it'll be interesting. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this bike in, drop it off and pick up the new beast, and then I get to reveal it to you guys. I am proper excited. I just hope it stops raining and the sun comes out so we can get some properly good footage of this bike. But hey, it's going to go through a whole world of adventure just coming around the corner. A whole world of adventure.
Well, there you go, another absolutely awesome episode. I just want to say a massive thank you to all the people that hit that lovely red button and subscribe to this channel. Without you guys, this channel couldn't grow, and it's going from strength to strength to strength. So thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Also, giving us a comment and a thumbs up. I massively appreciate it. I also want to say a massive thank you to my patrons. These guys are the ones that help support this channel every single month, and without them I couldn't keep this content coming as quickly as I do, and let alone afford all the equipment and all the stuff we need to make these episodes happen. So thank you so much to my patrons. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way and becoming part of what I like to call the executive patron club, then you can from as little as £1 a month, and you go via the link down in the description to Patreon. You get to see the videos first, and you get your names in the credits of every single video, and do you know what, you get to comment on them first, and there's a live chat on there. It is really a helmet head sort of exclusive club. It is really cool, so please check that out. Like I said, a link down in the description, as well as the merchandise shop where you can buy the most coolest t-shirts in the world. And of course you've got things like the water bottle, the mug, all the stuff you see in other episode. It's all there in the merchandise shop for you to own yourself. So please go and click in the link, check out the shop, buy the mug that makes everything taste a million times better. Not proven or guaranteed. And then, of course, we live by 3 famous sayings on this channel. The most important sayings, the gospel of life, the thing that we all live by. And of course, that's eat pie, ride motorcycles, and be happy. I'll see you in the next bonkers helmet head adventure. Bye-bye for now.
Tonight we're running on the right track.